A very good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6. Reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili, and now to the news in details. The Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okwevelo has, in a bold demonstration of zero tolerance to criminality, issued a stern ultimatum to cultists, kidnappers and criminal elements to vacate the state immediately or face the full weight of the law. This declaration followed the demolition of a building in Egbain community along Upper Siloko Road in Ego local government area, which was used as a base for cult initiation rites and ritual practices. BeeTv News' best orator has the report.
The demolition exercise was executed by the Edo State Special Security Squad, codenamed Operation Flush Out Cultists and Kidnappers, working in collaboration with various security agencies and community stakeholders. The team leader, Idemudia Noah, coordinator of the security squad, confirmed that the building was linked to one Marvelous Ade Taremi, an alleged leader of the Mifight cult group who had converted the bungalow into a shrine and meeting point for illegal activities. He disclosed that despite the earlier sealing of the premises, intelligence reports confirmed that the suspects resumed their clandestine operations under the cover of darkness. He said their continued defiance prompted the government's decision to demolish the structure. He said they got credible information that the suspected cult leader Marvelous Ade Teremi and his members still gathered to have their meetings in the sealed bungalow where the shrine was discovered.
Actually, like you saw in the other day's activity when we came here, we had sealed up the place as according to the new law on ground. But unfortunately, we heard that these same persons reconvened here. They were still having some activities here. Instead of presenting himself or to defend or whatsoever has been alleged or accused against him, but they still reconvene. And for that reason, because of our duty, we're combating crimes and cultism in Edo State, we had to quickly respond because neighbors around gave us the information. We had our intel that passed the information that they said Marvelous Adeteremi and his and those at large, still had meetings here. So we were ordered to bring down the building because we promised those that are perpetrating this that there's no hiding place anymore for them. He forcefully initiated somebody, which money was transferred to him. Everything was confirmed. Then he was, I think, invited by the police to come around. Instead of coming around, he felt maybe he was above the law. He still had the guts to reconvene. Even while the police invited him at night, he will come here with his people because they said they do other ritual activities. You could see that what happened the other day. We saw coughing and we cannot really ascertain. I think those that will be determined by medical experts. What we saw in the coughing, we don't know if it's human or whatsoever, but we saw something like human. And from all those acts, we felt that this place is not conducive for living. And having a place like this among other residents, I think is not safe anymore.
Mr. Noah reiterated the state government's under Governor Okwevelo commitment to creating a secured and law-abiding environment that fosters peace, development, and community well-being. He said there is no hiding place for them, as Edo is no longer a safe haven for crime and criminality. The security squad stated that law enforcement agencies have invited the key suspect for questioning. However, he has reportedly refused to appear, maintaining an air of impunity despite the serious allegations against him. Idemudia urged vigilance and cooperation, encouraging residents to report suspicious activities to relevant authorities.
I don't even need to deceive or tell so much stories. You can see the joy in the faces of the neighbors. When we're coming in, they were celebrating, kind of, but it just baffled me. So many are really afraid of those that live around them. I use this medium to advise every meaningful citizen of Edo State to please, like as I've advised initially, You see something, say something. Help the government to help you. Let's make Edo a better place for us all once again.
Residents of the area who had lived in fear for months applauded the government's swift action, expressing relief that a major source of insecurity in the community had finally been neutralized. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The growing number of beggars lining the streets of Benin City asking for alms have become impossible to ignore. From Benshu Road to major streets, cluster of men, women and children are now a common sight, sparking concerns among residents who say the situation is both alarming and worrisome. BeeTv News Favor Kolawole reports that the rise in begging is more than just an eye score. It is a troubling sign of poverty, inequality and human displacement, issues that demand urgent action if the city is to restore dignity and order on its streets.
Individuals can also come in to see how they can support these people so that they can acquire skill, because we assume that it's because they have nothing to do, that's why they are begging.
The growing population of beggars across major streets in Benin City is sparkling concerns among residents and civil society groups, with many describing it as a troubling reflection of Nigerian worsening economic hardship and unchecked human migration. For many, it is worrisome that many adults who are deformed, accompanied by their children, are on the streets of Benin City, embarrassing pedestrians and dragging them for alms.
I think this is a very important topic to bring on the front burner, and just like you rightly observed, there's increase in number of people who beg on the streets, and we will attribute that primarily because perhaps maybe for some of them they feel that's the only way to survive. But then I must come from this dimension. Let's look at it from different perspectives. Number one, these people who beg, for some of them you will see that they are able-bodied men and women, for some they are children, and it's like begging has become a routine business for them. And they have been doing that for a couple of years, and they've been surviving with begging. But then, if you look at it carefully, begging is not just what they can just do for living. There are other things they can do.
If they can help them, because most of these little ones now, they grow up tomorrow and become a threat to the state or the country again. That is just my concern. Sometimes I look if government can help those little girls and little boys that their mother will stay at the corner, ask them to go and beg. If government can help those ones.
Some respondents expressed dissatisfaction with the development, calling for government intervention, as they believe it paints a negative image of Edo State.
In every society, there's always the vulnerable and the weak ones, like the beggars. It's not only in Edo State, but for me, as it's getting rampant, I suggest there should be like a place where at least the government can put them together, so that all this should be they should be assisted in any way.
What I just have to say is that if the government can eradicate the police and do the IDP camp to keep them, like then give them skills, like empower them.
There is something that the government can do. There is something that the private sector can do, and even the individuals themselves. There are other things they can do that will not necessarily make them go to beg. Those people can be engaged in skills so that they can acquire one or two skills that they can meaningfully learn, and that will earn them a living.
While a few acknowledged the effort of Governor Senator Monday Okpebolo, they further appealed for the establishment of rehabilitation camps and the introduction of skill acquisition programs to help reduce the number of street beggars.
Honestly, even me, I'm so surprised over it. And I believe the governor, Dr. Kunadu governor, Senator Monday Okpebolo, that care for people. I know he's trying. I know one day he will also say something about it, because each corner, everywhere, you see mad people, you see beggars. But when you go to social media, the commitment of beggars causing pain to people. When somebody beg you money, you want to sympathize with that person to say, okay, give him or her money. It will turn to something else. And people are scared giving people money.
Others, however, attributed the situation directly to economic decline, stressing that the surge is a result of the widespread hardship confronting citizens across the country. Edo State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Barrister B.C. Idaomi, could not be reached to speak on plans by the state government to execute the beggars from the streets of Benin and to save the image of the state. Favor Kolawole reporting for BeeTv News.
The Chief Medical Director CMD of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, Professor Mrs. Idia Nibokun Izeyamu, has paid a courtesy visit to the Secretary or to the Government of the Federation, SGF, His Excellency Senator Dr. George Akume. This visit underscored the University of Benin Teaching Hospital's commitment to strengthening institutional collaboration with the federal government towards advancing quality healthcare delivery in Edo State in particular and Nigeria in general. The new Chief Medical Director of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, Professor Mrs. Idia Izeyamu, on Monday pledged to strengthen infrastructure and improve staff welfare at the institution. Izeyamu made the pledge when she assumed office as CMD of the institution amid cheers from members of staff and students at the institution. The professor of orthodontics, who is the first female CMD of UBTH, expressed her dedication to excellence and to supporting the national drive for equitable, cost-effective and reliable healthcare for all Nigerians. Izeyamu also assured all of improved staff welfare under her watch, noting that she would need the support of everyone to achieve these objectives. The visit to the Secretary of the Government of the Federation is a clear demonstration that Professor Mrs. Idia Nibokun Izeyamu is poised to match words with action for a renewed, positive and all-round turnaround of the institution. Meanwhile, residents and commuters along Edoso 1 Street in the Oluku area of Benin City are expressing growing satisfaction as road rehabilitation efforts finally begin to reshape the long-neglected route. After years of battling poor road conditions ranging from deep potholes to seasonal flooding, ongoing reconstruction work is bringing a sense of relief and renewed optimism to the area. BeeTv News Favor Kolawole has more.
For years, Edo Street in Oluku Ovia Northeast local government was practically impassable during the raining season. Residents recall struggling with waterlogged pathways, damaged vehicles, and lost business opportunities. But today, the mood along Edo Street has shifted as residents express genuine gratitude for the state government's intervention after years of abandonment. For many, the start of construction marks a longer-awaited answer to repeated pleas.
Thank the state government. Thank us.
He's trying. Mostly this road where he do so. He try well.
Despite the progress, some residents lament the slow pace of construction, which has prolonged inconveniences such as difficulty accessing homes or business places. They urge the government to accelerate the work to reduce the hardship faced by commuters and business alike.
Not the fast like that. Whether na rainy season, I don't know. Let they work, let they work. Make them fast, make them do one. You know, see me soon now. No see at the back they come. I know they feel pass like that, but now make them do one. Make they just do one. Make them fast do one, so that make this one over.
Make them fast. But because they call the rain, I make them say they never start the do one. So make them start the do one. Make them try.
Contractors working on Edoso 1 Street have attributed the slow progress primarily to poor weather conditions. They explain that heavy rains have frequently made it impossible to carry out construction activities safely and effectively. They assure the public that progress is ongoing and they are committed to completing the project in line with the government's demands.
Rain is falling, and everybody know that when rain is falling, nobody will feel work. And there's some sites now, contractors don't even abandon their work because of rain, because they are waiting for dry season. So as you can see everywhere now, I'm working. So this road now, where people complain about it, we are working. The only thing is that when rain is falling, we cannot do anything. We need to stop.
As the Edo State government continues its infrastructural drive, the people of Edo Street stands as a reminder that when government and community work in hand, real change is not only possible, it is inevitable. Favor Kolawole reporting for BeeTv News.
Following the Edo State government recent ban on ticket collection by commercial transport, a report conducted on the ground level reveals that transportation fares have largely remained unchanged, leaving passengers frustrated. BeeTv News' Favor Kolawole reports that passengers responded negatively, saying the price still remains the same in spite of the fact that the drivers are no longer paying for tickets.
They say they come out Agbo, they go carry people will go with dagger. Even some of them, they use their dagger shoot Kawataya.
Weeks after the Edo State government banned ticket collection by transport union in the state, both passengers and drivers says the policy has had little to no effect on transport fares and may have even opened the door to new reforms of extortion. The ban, which was widely welcomed when announced, was expected to reduce the financial burden on transporters and by extension commuters. However, findings revealed a different reality.
It's still the normal price, and some, like the mini bus now, most of them carry 500, some carry 700. But in the mini, this bus like this SNC, they carry their normal price as at before. They carry 400 till date. Even till now, it's still 400. But most mini bus, they make things difficult for passengers. They carry 500, 700, most of the times 8,000 naira. For what reason should we be paying 8,000 naira from here to Ring Road?
Some passengers said there is no significant reduction in transportation fares despite the ban on tickets. Also, some passengers expressed frustration, noting that transportation fares have either remained the same or in some cases have increased despite the government's intervention, which shows that commercial drivers are not even considerate.
Transportation never come down and it's still the same. Even at that, they still high the prices. So anyway, if you take work out, it will help everybody. For old women, may see they enter motor. Some of them they enter to go buy food stuff, take care of their children. So they need the transport to come down. For example, now transport na 600, they reduce down to 400. At least that 200, they add and doing things. You go still give them more profit to buy something, go take care of their children.
While acknowledging the government for banning the ticket collection, they described the ban as a positive step. However, they lamented that the policy has not improved their working conditions. Instead, some security agencies, including local vigilante groups, have reportedly exploited the situation by seizing vehicles and demanding bail fees of up to 50,000 naira. Also adding that if this continues, transportation will continue to be on the increase as they cannot do anything about the situation.
Everybody put the task for driver here. They remove ticket, they still bring vigilante come and vigilante when they bring come and go train me the car chief. Now they call the car driver now. Imagine now the car driver for Ring Road. They'll say me go pay 50,000 enter government account. You see me person not pay 600. You can't pull high fees of 50,000. This one I waited the former government do who complain about. Say they fit do this to me they build Central Park. May they arrange where driver go they load for us. Still here they not arrange. Now they collect money when we they work from us. Now waiting they pursue people for the work with that one. Now they wanted they tax us in different way, in different means. Now they do. Except say you go join their crew. If you join their crew, they know you. They go, they leave you. Those who not join their crew, they go, the whole land, they collect the money they get for service. Man, help us, beg government. If they really want to help us, not be this one that they do for us. So they say they come out Agbo, they go carry people will go with dagger. Even some of them, they use their dagger shoot Kawataya. Very wicked people. We would explain to them, man, give us where we go, they work. Maybe we not send a year. Today the opportunity for year, tomorrow the opportunity for year. And inside Ring government, they talk about. Now this matter tire also as driver.
We appreciate our new governor, Mode Okpewo. We appreciate him. So since we government banned tickets and all those illegal this revenue, so since then we dey happy. Now we dey feel the meet up to our demand. But the time when they dey, we not dey feel meet up. But as it don't be now, we dey feel the meet up now. So like for the transport of 18 BC, like for this our side now from Ring Road to Luku, we dey carry 400. If we dey go back, we dey carry 500. Sometimes, if we see passenger we say in order to get money like that, we'll still carry them 400.
Also, another driver said the root cause of this fare hike is as a result of high cost of fuel, vehicle maintenance, and high cost of living.
Like all those pass of a team, like all those pass, where would they buy pass? Then tire, all those tire, then all those food items. That's that means so. If all those work, the price come down, transportation will still come down. This my motor now, a diesel engine. Before we dey buy engine 450. 450 now we take the buy, but now if we want buy engine, now 1.2.
In light of these challenges, drivers and passengers are appealing to the state government to intervene more decisively by regulating vigilante groups and addressing the broader economic issue affecting the transportation sector. They hope for a more comprehensive approach that will ease both their burdens and that of the passengers. Fivo Kolawole reporting for BeeTv News.
A chieftain of the All Progressive Congress in Edo State, Honorable Ernest Omorigi Esquire, Ernest has heartily extended his unalloyed felicitation to a worthy son of the soil, Engineer Professor Ikpomosa Ignatius Omoridion, on his recent appointment as Honorable Commissioner by His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, Governor of Edo State. In a congratulatory message, Honorable Omorigi said in view of Professor Ikpomosa Omoridion academic, political, moral, and social records, he truly deserved this prestigious appointment. He said there is no iota of doubt, given the appointee's enviable pedigree, that he will certainly perform beyond expectations. Honorable Ernest Omorigi expressed confidence in the unwavering and absolute ability of Professor Ikpomosa Ignatius Omoridion and his competence to deliver on his new mandate, particularly for being a highly cerebral academia, saying the professor's wealth of experience and professionalism will be deployed to the Edo State Executive Council for the expected practical governance and development. Honorable Ernest Omorigi prayed God to grant Professor Ikpomosa Omoridion infinite grace, wisdom, knowledge, and sound health. There has been these insinuations and conception in some quarters that Edo State is a national flashpoint for human trafficking and irregular migration. However, coordinated state and federal efforts and civil society partnership have measurably shifted the landscape since 2017. In this report, we took to the streets to get the perception of members of the public on their view on the issue and how far the state government have been able to change the narrative. BeeTv News' Favor Kolawole has details.
The Edo State government launched a statewide sensitization campaign on 1st of August 2025, led by the coordinator in the Office of the First Lady, Mrs. Edeseli Anani Okpebholo, who pledged tougher prosecution of traffickers. In the past, Edo State has established the Edo State Migration Agency to strengthen survivor returnees, arrest traffickers, and have organized reintegration, sensitization, and empowerment programs for returnees. How well have the agency succeeded in the fight against human trafficking and other criminal activities? Some respondents in Benin City commended the government and the Edo State Migration Agency for the efforts to combat human trafficking. The respondents said that the state governments have made a lot of progress in combating human trafficking, while others said that more work still needs to be done.
To the best of my knowledge, the authority is trying, but we beg them to try more. Although the thing is still at the high side. They are really trying, but they should try more. People are still getting missed, and we say it's call for concern.
Enough. During Obaseki government, Obaseki really put more effort to make sure that human trafficking is being stopped in Edo State. I also think that the present governor will also do the same as well. And if they can stop it, it will go a long way to stop the menace of human trafficking in Edo State and Nigeria as a whole. I'm very happy to see it.
The relevant agencies have done, but still more has to be done. I think the bottom line is that it all boils down to enlightenment, because a vast majority of people still think that you pick money on the of Europe or America. Very few are made to understand that they be subjected to sexual slavery there. So let's keep on enlightenment, and to get better.
Have been able to human by improving or monitoring different ministries. You know, migration has its own ministry, so I believe Nigeria has been able to manage it well.
What progress has been made in the fight against human trafficking and other illicit activities in Edo State? Chief Lucky Agazuma is the Executive Director of Edo State Migration Agency.
I must thank His Excellency the Governor of Edo State, who is investing more resources on migration agency to see that the rate at which irregular migration is ongoing in the state is curbed to the barest minimum. Before the emergence of His Excellency the Governor of persons who were trafficked out irregularly, as we speak now, we have dropped drastically. We are on a very good page because of the attention His Excellency is paying to the migration agency. For the fact that His Excellency is putting those billions, he's equally putting those billions and attention on migration sector to see that we are able to mitigate those.
Brainstorm on how to ensure unity and move the party forward ahead of the 2027 general elections, calling for women to support one another.
Because now we have all realized that disunity, jealousy and envy will take us to nowhere. But when we come to being known, we cannot grow without uniting.
I think that the former APC duly welcomed the now past PDP members with open arms. I will speak for myself personally and my local government area, which is Warri North local government area, and it's been a swift ride. And as a matter of fact, they were delighted and happy that we are now.
City Police Command has arrested 2 notorious kidnapping kingpins following a counter operation. The arrest followed a report received.
I painted, there's increased illumination. All this that they have done is going to help the psyche of our medical students.
The place was actually dilapidated, but with their effort, renovation of the furniture, the roofs, this will make learning more conducive.
Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
Sustainable, affordable real estate program as well as its effective management have been encouraged to strive to look more attractive to intending home buyers. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe reports that state government have also urged to provide the enabling environment for real estate developers to operate.
Real estate developers are those who are helping to convert ideas from paper to real property. Real estate development is different from construction or house building, although many developers also manage the construction process or engage in house building. Residents in Benin City say real estate though is not striving as it ought to be because majority of people do not believe in the program owing to many factors such as fraud, high cost and lack of proper marketing skills. They also said the scheme is